We are Beer and Chill Podcast.
Podcast where we review TV shows, games, movies, and whatever else takes our fancy.
So what are you waiting for? If you're a cool kid like us, you're gonna listen to the Beer and Chill Podcast. You can get it anywhere from Spotify all the way to your grandmother's radio. My name is Jan.
And I'm Craigie C.
And we are
Beer and Chill.
What's your favorite scary movie?
They mostly come at night. Mostly.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Your suffering will be legendary, even in hell.
They're here.
Welcome, victims, to the Horr-Gasm podcast. I'm Nick, and with me is my co-host, Ali.
Hi!
And it's almost Christmas time. It's almost Christmas. No, it's Christmas, but it's almost Christmas Eve.
Yeah, it's going to be, when this comes out, it'll be Christmas Eve tomorrow?
Nope.
Right?
Nope. Tomorrow's Thursday. Friday's Christmas Eve.
Yeah, when this comes out on Thursday.
Yes,
it'll be Christmas Eve tomorrow.
Yes. Oh, yes, right. It's too late. I'm tired. Shush.
We tried. You know, the end of 2021. It's been a year. It's been a mother hecking year.
2022 is better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So last week, I kind of said, oh, yeah, we're going to talk about elves first thing in Talking Chop. Nope. We're saving that now because there's a lot to talk about. It's more than 20 minutes talk.
Yep.
There is 6 episodes, a lot to go through. That's now become our last of the year.
Absolutely.
And it deserves all the attention because it is.
Totally.
You haven't seen it all yet?
Don't give it away.
Well, you're almost.
Doing all my homework. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're over halfway. I crammed and watched it all because I loved it. It was good. Well, we'll get more into that next week.
Yes.
Which is no spoiler.
Well, I mean, we'll announce it at the end of the episode anyways. So.
But, we watched Frozen this week, which was our first time seeing it. It was pretty good.
Yeah, very scary. I think the reason it's so freaking scary is because that could happen so easily where we live.
100%.
We live in a place with like lots of ski hills and stuff. Not the mountains, mind you.
No.
But we have like even in our city we have like lots of mountains. And mountains, Jesus. Like a hill.
Yeah.
Right in the city. We have lots like even just outside the city.
And there's Table Mountain.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is the closest we have to a mountain in this province.
Mountain in quotation marks.
Mountain.
Bigger hill than usual.
Well, it describes, what it is. Table Mountain, it's a big, plateau.
Exactly. And, we live in the prairies, so...
Yeah.
We're known for it being flat, yeah.
Well, yeah, we have wavy hills and all that galore, surprisingly.
Yeah. Well, and, even when you drive to North Battleford, there's all those, crevices and stuff. Lots of valleys.
Yes, this is valley, we got valleys, we're just talking about, Saskatchewan has an unbelievable amount of rivers up north. We have, thousands is just scratching the surface.
Exactly, and we're called the land of the living skies because our sunsets and stuff are beautiful.
the northern lights.
Yes,
beautiful.
Yeah. It's gorgeous here. I would never say it's not
agree.
pretty, but we don't have mountains.
But I think also we get a lot of hate because they're jealous. Manitoba, they're jealous of us. Alberta, they just understand us.
Yeah.
BC,
they're mountainy.
They're mountainy.
Yeah.
They also believe in their own little thing.
Yeah, people really overlook Saskatchewan, but it's really fucking pretty here.
It is nice.
Yes.
There's a classic, Saskatchewan's so flat, so your dog went away for 3 days. Yeah, but...
There are parts that are like that, 100%.
Yeah,
but also we have lots of hills and stuff.
Highway 219 is pretty... That's the thing, though. The downside to center to south Saskatchewan for traveling between city to city is there's nothing to see. It gets so boring. We have the most boring drives because there's nothing cool or we're going to go buy this thing or that thing. It's
Get to drive through another town with one gas station.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's something. But again, nice landscape. There's at least landscape. Mostly a lot of farms.
And, you know what? I know they used to, but until they took away the tax credit. But they used to film here a lot.
Oh, yeah. There used to be lots of films here, yeah.
Like Just Friends was filmed in Regina and Moose Jaw, and I think a bit like in a soundstage in the States. But there's Wolf Cop was filmed in Regina in Moose Jaw.
Moose Jaw, yeah.
Yeah, mainly Moose Jaw, I think. Yeah. There's other ones I can't.
There are, yeah.
But like even what just came out recently? It wasn't Saskatchewan, but Ghostbusters was filmed in Alberta.
Oh, awesome.
Ghostbusters Afterlife, awesome. Also, no spoilers, but Spider-Man No Way Home, fucking amazing. So good.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it's so good. And I think Matrix is out today.
Yeah.
The new Matrix.
Yep,
It's on
it
HBO Max download thing and some theaters.
Woo! I'm ready.
Other theaters, though, were shutting down for a while.
Yeah.
Due to the Omicron variant. Blah, blah, blah.
Man, I'm on Instagram, and like every other person on Instagram has COVID right now. Everybody's getting the COVID because it's this like new strain is so transmittable. It's crazy.
I've avoided it somehow, some way. I'm not.
You have no idea how you avoided it?
No. Why? Do you give me goofy looks?
Because you're just hanging out at home. That's why I'm.
Oh, yeah.
It's like I'm not surprised at all. I haven't gotten the COVID because I don't do anything.
True, no, it's fair. But like I go to the grocery store and get that, but I'm also I mask up and
always.
I do the precautions.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Seriously, every other person, every drag show that I was looking at is canceled. Like everything's canceled. I was on TikTok and there's this girl who lives in NYC and literally you can't throw a stone without somebody in New York right now having COVID.
I did see the stats on that. That's amazing.
And she was like, she wants to get on a plane to go see her family, right? So she's like, went to the rapid test clinic and it was lined up for something like 3 or 4 blocks.
Oof.
So she waited 3 hours to get in to get a rapid test. And she said 3/4 of that 3-hour line had COVID.
Oh, jeez.
That's how many people have it right now.
Well, I read some girl from Russia.
Yeah.
Wanted to come home to Canada for the holidays, and she got to the gate, and they said, "Nope, go back to where you came from." And she turned around and went right back to the Moscow or something.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, oh, that would suck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can we cancel COVID? Please. Just cancel. Let's cancel
trying.
that. and bring up horror movies. Let's not uncancel horror movies.
Yes.
Like next year.
Yep.
I don't know if I talked about this last episode, but Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yes.
A new version's coming out on Netflix sometime early 2022.
We talked about the game. We didn't talk about the news.
Yes. The game's coming out, but the movie is filmed. It's going to be out on Netflix. I'm excited.
It's going to be good. The remake was so good.
Oh,
I like the remake almost more than the original.
See, okay, so we're having a Texas Chainsaw Massacre talk now. So
unpopular opinion.
Okay. I don't think it is because I love the remake. I loved the remake.
For sure.
They had the look down. It was very more visceral. You had Jessica Biel in there, who's
Which
awesome.
Of course it's going to be because it's remaking a 70s movie.
Yeah, and
right?
we reviewed that, didn't we?
Yep.
Okay.
I
think we did, didn't we?
I'll have to check.
We've done a lot. And we've watched enough, even not for recording.
Yes.
But I remember watching the original years ago. And like years ago. I rented it on VHS, took it home, threw it in, I'm like, oh, here we go. People saying it's so bad, so scary, not bad. It's scary to watch. Not bad.
Sure.
And I couldn't see much because it was so dark.
Right, you were saying that.
And this is also an old tube TV, VHS. I'm like, okay, I can't see much. I can see why people wouldn't like it. So dark and scary. Okay. But I don't even see dark and scary. It was just, you couldn't see
just
much.
Dark.
Yeah, just dark. Like when Leatherface is chasing the guy in the wheelchair.
Yep.
I could hardly see a thing. I could make nothing out. And now we've watched on DVD. I'm like, there it is. It wasn't a bad movie. It was a lot more... for the time when it came out, I can see how, again, like I said this before.
Oh, for sure.
They really went, they really, set the tone. They really, raised the bar. I know there was issues with it too and all that.
Man, in the 70s, this would be like shit your pants scary. 100%. Yes.
Well, I know people were leaving. They were being sick. This is when it was, people they weren't used to seeing such a visual horror
Yes.
graphic movie.
Well, and we were talking about this when we went out for supper, is that it's meant to make you feel more so like uncomfortable, more so than jump scares and all that kind of stuff. Like the whole dinner scene, it's supposed to make you feel like uncomfortable.
With the old man, they're like, "Oh, Grandpa, I'll take it and smack her in the head," and he's like, "Thunk."
Yeah,
and he's so old. And you really had two really well remembered characters from the first one. There was Leatherface.
Yep.
Who didn't have a name. His name was Leatherface.
Yep.
That was it.
Yep.
And the character played by I forgot his name now. He was in the Devil's Rejects.
Yep. Yeah. It was
I'll say it's not Sid Haig. He played the clown.
Yeah.
Now I'm just upset.
Bill Moseley.
Thank you. Yes, and he played Chop Top, I think.
Yeah, he did.
Yes.
Yep.
And he played a great job as that
He was the best part of the second
crazy
one.
when they pick him up on the side of the road. He's crazy.
Yep.
And it didn't have as much gore or anything as the remake, which I'll get into right away here. But they had the sequels, and then it went from 2, 3, and 4, and then they kind of.
I didn't like 2.
I agree. You know what? I agree.
Because I watched the first one. I was like, okay, it's not bad. I get why it would be scary in the 70s.
Yeah.
And then I watched the remake, and I was like, holy fuck, this is scary.
Yeah. And you know what? One of the and it's on the VHS cover, the one I watched.
Yep.
It's when Leatherface has the girl holding her up, and you get put her on the hook.
Yes.
In the original, you don't see it happen. You see him go, and she screams.
Yeah.
That's it. Then the remake, you see him get hooked.
Yeah.
Hard. And he gets on it too, which is hard.
Hook him hard.
Hook him hard. But no, I agree. The sequel was different.
And I don't know. I liked Bill Moseley. I thought he was hilarious and scary.
Scratching his weird, plate on his head with
beating the security guard or whatever to death with a hammer. I was like, ooh.
But he has that the metal plate on his head.
Yes.
And he'd pick at it with a coat hanger.
Yep.
And he'd lick it.
Yep.
That's
creepy.
That's creepy. It's good.
Yeah.
But the plot was rough.
Terrible. And it was just this girl trying to escape literally the whole time.
Yeah.
And then Leatherface kind of helps her, kind of doesn't help her.
He kind of has a crush on her.
Yeah.
He dresses up with another face for her.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got not Bill Hopper. I forget you got the actor who's all the cowboy, the sheriff, trying to avenge his daughter. It ends with the girl kind of going a little crazy with the chainsaw herself.
Yes.
Doing the Leatherface dance.
Yes.
It felt weird.
Yeah.
Then there's the 2 more, which I haven't seen yet.
Yeah,
I haven't seen them.
Me neither. I stopped at 2. I was like, I'm good.
And I think the third one, I think, is more like Leatherface is kind of cross-dressing. Yep. He's got a female mask on.
Yeah.
He's got makeup on. They kind of went a little out there with the character.
Yeah.
But when the remake came out,
yes.
I remember the trailer for it in theaters, which got me going. I'm like, okay, this is scary.
Yes.
The mood, the atmosphere, the sound with the camera keep getting recharging.
Isn't that in the remake? They pick up a girl instead of a boy, right?
Yes, the girl who got away.
Yes.
And she pulls a gun out of her snooch.
Yes.
And then blows her head off.
I remember. Yeah, we watched this.
I'm sure we did. We had to have.
Oh, because I remember when it happened, I was like, "This isn't real. This isn't actually in a movie."
I saw that in theaters. I saw it in theaters because it looked so good.
Oh, it was a good one. It's probably up there for my favorite movies. It is so scary.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, and it just kind of where the original, I know it was again meant to be scary in the 70s, but when I watch it now, it's almost comical, just a little bit. There's always that hint of like with Friday the 13th and all that sort of hint of corniness almost, and it's a little more rough around the edges. Whereas, when the remake came out, they could obviously study that and take all those bad, whatever things that happened, not even bad, but cringy parts, and make them scary.
Yes.
So scary.
And sorry, in the remake, Lee Ermey.
Yeah.
He played the sheriff, and he is well known from Full Metal Jacket, I think.
Sure.
Where he's a drill instructor. Like, he is a very well-known and beloved actor.
Yes.
He killed it on the remake. He did such a great job. Like, he was such a slimeball character.
Yes.
Just greasy, very, he was creepy.
And just does such a good job.
But the look for Leatherface, I forget the name they gave him. They actually gave him a name, this one. Doesn't matter, Leatherface. But he looked imposing.
Yes.
He was a very scary, imposing figure, which the first one didn't have imposing. He just looked spooky with the mask.
Right. And they made him like almost, instead of being scary, they made him slow.
Yes.
Which I get. But like in the new one, he's just like silent. So you don't know. Like he's just scary.
Yeah. Yeah. And the way he...
Love.
When he starts cutting up the one guy, his arm.
Yes.
Like he knows what he's doing.
Absolutely.
He picks up the leg, he puts salt on the wound, ties it up. Like the prequel, which you haven't seen, you really got to see. It's really good.
Yeah.
It really explains where he learns to do this.
Awesome.
It's a really, really, really good.
What's it called again?
Texas Massacre at the beginning.
Okay. Yes. Yep.
It's so good. Oh, it's so good. It's, I don't know, I almost... I'm not sure which is better. They're both really good.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
But there's a new one coming out, which I'm not sure if there's a connection to the original or the remake.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. Or it could be a whole new redo.
Absolutely.
But I'll say I would be okay with a sequel to the remakes because we had the original.
Yep.
Where, a little bit of spoilers here, but Leatherface gets his arm cut off and she gets away.
Yep.
The prequel basically explains how things came to be. Mm-hmm. Not going to spoil it for you. I'm trying my best not to spoil it for you.
Thanks.
I would like to see what happened after. What happens, because the movie shows them taking pictures of the house.
Yes.
They already know the girl got away. She called the cops. They're talking about finding all the pieces, the bodies, all that. And at the end, you see Jason. You get to see Leatherhead jump out and grab someone. Mm-hmm. Or Leatherface grab one of the sheriff guys. What happened after?
Yes.
Like, did he get away? Did they shoot him? What happened? I would love to see a sequel to that.
Absolutely.
Because the family's kind of gone. They all kind of got killed or arrested or whatever.
Right. So now what? Yeah.
Exactly.
Ooh,
yeah. In hindsight, I think the prequel's a bit better. It's got more gore. There's some good spots. Oh, it's good. You gotta watch it.
Because gore is like I don't get scared by jump scares really, or like spooky, scary stuff like that anymore. But like I think just as a human, like even the movie we watched today.
I was just say the breaking of the legs.
Yeah, the breaking of the legs, the hand getting stuck to the handrail.
Oh, that was
all of that. It's just like, oh, you can feel that as a human. It's like, don't love.
No.
Refuse.
I'm sorry. Some people who put their tongue on poles, I might have done once. That doesn't feel good coming off.
Nope. I've totally done that too, but just like the very, very tip.
Yeah, me too.
Even that.
Or
it's
even
it's like a rite of passage.
or like when like your hand gets wet and you touch something, metal.
Yes.
I've done that. Not by no purpose. Just my hand's wet and I touch something and I get stuck, or my keys or something like that.
You know what? I do that almost every day.
Oh no.
Because going between the two buildings in winter, when we leave and enter a building, we have to use hand sanitizer.
Oh, that would burn.
So imagine using spray hand sanitizer and then opening up a frozen doorknob. Ooh. It's great.
Gloves. Put gloves on. Gloves.
That's why my hands are so dry and gross.
Oh no.
Lots of pain. Winter's fun. Yay.
Hooray for Canada.
Yeah, but speaking of winter, scary winter, spooky, scary winter.
Spooky, scary winter.
Should we talk about Frozen?
Yes.
Yes.
What is it? I got you. You're okay. I got you. You're okay. What's wrong?
Don't. Lynch. Yeah, man. Don't you let her look. Don't you fucking let her look. No, I won't, man. Don't you let her look.
All right, so like we said, this week we watched Frozen, not the Disney movie.
No.
Please don't think it's a Disney movie.
I do not want to build a snow fence.
It's a 2010 movie, written and directed by Adam Green.
Who also did the Hatchet movies. Ooh.
We watched a Hatchet, did we?
We did, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And apparently in Hatchet 2, they make reference to this movie in the movie. Like there's like a news report about people stuck outside in frozen lift.
Yeah, so this movie basically, like, non-spoiler version, it's about 3 people getting trapped on a ski lift.
Yeah.
Which sounds boring, honestly. Turns out it's terrifying.
Oh, yes.
And gory.
Yes. So, like I was saying when we were watching, what makes this movie work is that it could happen to anyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
This isn't like we were saying before, how maniac family with
mental
illnesses, with a mask that's made of someone else's face, who are cannibals.
Yep.
That's a little out there.
Yep.
It was based on real people. This really did happen, but this isn't going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same with the Friday the 13th. The more well-known horror movies.
Yeah.
They're all based and set in a fantasy world.
Absolutely.
It's not going to happen.
No.
Even Jaws maybe. Jaws is maybe, but that's also what makes it scary.
Yeah.
But this could happen.
Absolutely.
This could 100% happen to anyone.
To anyone. So many millions of people go skiing every year.
Yeah. And
every year.
People fall from their, their stupid high lifts and either get hurt or die. It's happened.
The ski lift was the scariest part always when we would go skiing. I would try to stick to the bunny hill as much as possible because it's just a little rope thing that pulls you up. And then I didn't, because I'm scared of heights, so I didn't have to go down or go up because it's just that flimsy little piece of shit bar.
Yeah.
You just stand there, the chair scoops you up, you put the bar down, and it's like, then you pray.
You pretty much.
Like, what?
Just kind of dangle there, and it stops sometimes.
It does stop sometimes.
Then you get the jerk, and it's kind of rocky. You're like, okay.
Yep.
I'm dead.
Yep. This is it.
So this plays on like that fear very well. So this could happen.
Absolutely.
And then they throw in some wolves later on.
Oh, yeah, like a snowstorm and frostbite. And
ice storms
and like freezing to the metal and having to use a bathroom. Like everything you don't think about. But this is the thing, like in horror movies, when do you have to think about using the washroom? Ever.
True. Yep. Not very often do characters, go take a pee or poop.
Ooh,
and usually when they do,
unless it's like a jokey thing in the beginning of the movie. It's
usually
like,
when they do, they die.
Yes.
So.
Like in Green Inferno, at the very beginning, a guy goes to pee and he gets bit by a snake.
I've seen it for a while. I have to watch it again. I know what it's about. I didn't mind it. It was like, it wasn't bad.
I found it very boring.
Well, it wasn't very fast-paced.
And it was like they were trying really hard to be outrageous, and it was like...
It was basically a new age version of
Cannibal Holocaust.
Thank you. Yes.
No, I agree. And the director of it was like, that's exactly what he did. Yeah. Yeah, I just found it very boring.
Gotcha. Although the kills were pretty good.
They were. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they were. But, and it is very psychological, too. Like, we're not even talking about Frozen. But there's, like, one part where there's 2 girls that are dating, and they get this big meal, and they're eating it because they're starving. And then they get to the bottom, and her girlfriend finds a piece of her skin with her tattoo on it. And that's and then she kills herself, and it's just like... Yeah. Hard pass here. Yeah. So, like, those parts were cool, but most of it's like, okay, we're captured in a cage.
Yeah.
Let's fight.
Yeah.
Let's fight. Masturbate.
Right. It's been a while since I've seen this movie. I should watch it again. We didn't watch it. We watched Frozen.
Yeah, we watched Frozen.
Which I think was pretty good.
was. I didn't mind it at all.
Again, like it really, like the injury part with the frostbite and the broken legs. That really, I cringed. Of all things in movies that I can tolerate, it's broken bones that throw me off. I just don't like it. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why.
See, and for me, it's stuff with eyes and ears. That kind of shit bugs me.
That's fair.
Yeah. Or like scabs. Ooh. Like when she scratches her.
Just brush it off.
The scab off from her frostbite. It's like,
it cringes because it's happened. People can relate to that.
Yeah.
And that's what makes this movie work, because people can relate. If you can relate,
absolutely,
you got them hooked in.
Yep. Yes.
As opposed to a space monster chasing them down to suck their brains out. Like,
yeah. I don't know Jeff Bezos, so I'm not going to space anytime soon. So
it's
I totally agree.
And I love the movies because of the fantasy part, but this centers in reality.
Yes, and it's nice to mix it up.
Oh, yes, and that makes it work. That's what makes this a scary movie.
Yes, and we've been watching a lot of, obviously with horror, there's so much fantasy that goes into horror. Because, like, if somebody was going to make a horror movie out of my life, what were they going to do? You didn't pay your mortgage? Property taxes rose? Like, people's everyday life is not very exciting.
No.
So when you add that element of fantasy and fear, it's like,
It brings it up.
Totally.
100%. Yeah.
But then, this part of, like, realism is like, never going skiing again.
Yes. And even with Parker, she's all worried about her dog. She's got a dog for, I guess, last year Christmas.
Yes.
And she's so sad because is going to be sitting there at the door waiting for her to come home.
Which I feel. Because I have two dogs.
And I'm like, oh, you know what? That's sad. Like,
yeah.
And my concern went from her though to the poor dog.
Exactly.
Like, oh, I wonder if the dog survived. Oh,
yeah.
It did.
I'm sure it did.
He's a tough bummer.
But like if I went missing, I'm pretty sure the first thing my family would do is go check on my dogs.
Yeah. Well.
Oh yeah, we have a daughter too. Oh no, it was a good watch. I'm glad we did this one. Yeah.
Well, where did you first hear about Frozen?
I first heard about it. I talked about this last week. I heard my brother-in-law talk about it because he watched it and I was like, okay, yeah, sure, this is going to be scary. He's like, no, Al, seriously, it's scary. So I was like, okay. Then when you said we should watch it, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go crazy. Let's watch a skiing horror movie.
Well, there are some bad ones out there, like there's one called Frozen, actually, 100%. It's Killer Snowman. Think Chucky.
Yeah.
Instead of going biting into a doll, he goes into a snowman.
Interesting. I mean, I could probably get into that.
Yeah.
Also, there's that Santa one everybody talks about. And there's like a whole bunch of them.
Oh yes, okay, yeah, I know. There's a few.
Yeah, I've wanted to watch it, but I always forget the name of it, which I'm doing right now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
This one with like the Santa, he's like some deranged
serial killer. Yeah.
Got like a fake beard on.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah. I'm sure that was also that's based
Silent
on
Night, maybe? Is that what it's called?
Maybe. I think it was based on an old Tales from the Crypt comic.
That would make sense.
Because I remember seeing that.
Yeah. Jeez. But yeah, so I mean, well, we're spoiled for choice for Christmas horror movies, but yeah, I'm glad we chose this one.
Oh yeah. This is good. This is a good real horror.
But how did you hear about it?
I remember the trailer for it, and I saw it. I'm like, okay, this looks interesting. I never watched it. Oh. But I thought, okay, cool. They get stuck in a lift. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, there's wolves. It's cool. Mm-hmm. Then I lost interest. I was like, okay, whatever. Where's the monster? Where's the fun?
Yeah.
And I had known about it, but I never really got the urge to watch it because it didn't do it for me at first. I'm like,
well,
whatever.
It's a weird plot, and when you just kind of hear about it, it's like, oh yeah,
it's very basic.
Trying to get down.
And again,
but they actually are. But it is so scary.
Yes, and it works out because less is more.
Yes,
less always works.
Even though the only thing is that so much of it was preventable.
Yeah.
So much of it, like we were pointing out, like, well, why don't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you do these things? And it's like, and I get that you're obviously it's fake, but like you're in the situation, you're panicking, you're not thinking clearly, you just want to get out.
Yes.
So what do you do?
Yeah. Yeah.
But also that movie was Silent Night, Deadly Night or something.
Oh yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. Anyways, it was like, oh, that one. But yeah, I'm glad. Cast. Let's do cast.
Okay, cast.
Is cast next? Cast
Yes.
is next, right?
It's a small cast.
Yeah, there's not much going on.
Emma Bell stars as Parker O'Neill. Sean Ashmore, lovely Canadian boy. He stars as Joe Lynch, Dan's best friend.
Yep.
And Kevin Zeger, another good Canadian boy, as Dan Walker, Parker's boyfriend and Joe's best friend.
Yes.
And then we have Riley Vanderbilt as Shannon.
Yep.
We got a Vanderbilt in here.
830-7860.
That's her number.
Don't forget.
That's right. And Ed Ackerman as Jason. Adam Johnson as Rifkin.
Sure.
And Adam Green is Guy on Chairlift 1. Joe Lynch is Guy on Chairlift 2. Which is funny. Joe Lynch is a real name, and the character's name is Joe Lynch. Also, Cody Blue Snyder as Twisted Sister fan in Cafeteria. Because we gotta have some Twisted Sister...
there you go.
They did a good job. This is a really well done movie.
Yeah.
Also, I forgot to mention, all the effects are non-CGI.
Interesting. I can see that.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was all real effects, which is good. It's awesome.
Which is cool.
And it also was a very, I don't know how much they spent on it, but it only made $3.8 million. But I think it was also released in very select theaters. It was more like smaller type.
Yeah.
It didn't get a big publicity, but I do remember seeing the trailer for it. So
yeah, so it obviously, yeah. And I know a few people who have watched it, so it's, it's not tiny.
I think it kind of became more of a cult.
I agree. Hit. And that's usually how these things go with horror movies. That seems to be how it goes.
And you know what? It worked. I'm glad it's got some status.
Yeah, because it's a good watch. For sure. I would recommend it as like a...
I would too.
Like a, maybe not Christmas movie, but like a wintry movie.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, I'm in the mood for a winter movie. I'm like, well, let me tell you.
Yeah. What? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? No. Frozen.
Nay.
The Disney one? No.
Let it go? No. No, it was cool. And I like the wildlife aspect of it, everything. Yeah.
Oh, and that's so true. That could happen.
Right?
And the funny thing is, when they first get stuck there to pass time and to take their mind off being frozen and cold, one of them asks, how do you want to... Worst ways to die.
Worst ways to die.
And one of them brings up being eaten alive by a shark. And
I said foreshadowing.
Yep, 100%. It was 100% foreshadowing.
I've watched this before. I know what happens. Jeez.
Although for the first time we see the dog, it doesn't die.
Yeah.
It gets poked, but it doesn't die.
And he goes,
yeah, right. He runs away. They throw skis at him.
Yeah.
Although we've laughed. I laughed. I made a joke how when Joe was trying to get across and he's like, throw the ski on the ground as close to me as you can, or the pole.
Yeah.
So I can fight it off when I get to the ground. She's like, okay. Throws it not even close to him.
Not even close.
And I laughed. What if the dog just grabbed it and drove her, this wolf grabbed it and just took off into the woods. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that'd be funny.
Fuck you, Joe.
My ski
oh my God.
Should we get into the plot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
So after an afternoon skiing at a New England resort, childhood friends Dan Walker and Joe Lynch and Dan's girlfriend, Parker O'Neill, convince the ski lift operator to let them have one last run down the mountain before they go home, despite a storm moving in. And also we get a bit of, this is Parker, she doesn't ski very often, she's learning.
Yeah.
Joe loves skiing and Dan is just playing the middleman.
Yeah, he likes it, but he likes his girlfriend too. So.
That's right. And also, we see Joe, he hooks up with this one girl, he gets her number.
Yep.
And then that kind of goes nowhere. But as the trio get to the top, the operator is replaced by a co-worker. And they told him, you kind of convince him, let's go up for one run, we'll come down. Yep, okay, you're good, go ahead. Mm-hmm. And when he gets changed off, he tells him, there's 3 more guys coming down, and that's it.
Yeah. Then you can shut her down for the night.
And of course, there was also 3 more people coming down.
Of course.
The operator was replaced by a coworker who mistakes them for 3 other skiers who come off the mountain and shuts down the lift, leaving Dan, Joe, and Parker stranded high above the ground. Like they're a good 50 feet.
Yes.
Panicked, knowing the slopes are now closed for the weekend because this is Sunday.
Yep.
They open up again on Friday. So Sunday night, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that's a good 5 days.
Yes.
Rough.
Oof.
Dan eventually decides to jump from the lift. Upon hitting the ground, he suffers a compound fracture on both of his legs.
Yep.
Basically, he breaks legs, bones come out leg, and he freaks out.
Yes. He like falls, and then legs go wrong way, and bones stick out, and screaming ensues, and he's like, oh.
Yeah, and they're like, yo, can you move? He's like, no.
And it's like, you can see the bones protruding out of his legs. It's like, guys.
Yeah, that's rough. And I told him, when he jumped, like, just land on your back. The best thing to do is to land on your back because you can slam your hands out as far as you can, spread the force of the impact, so you'll be hurt less. Where does he land? On his fucking legs.
You know what I think of whenever I see shit like that? This is going to be so stupid, but Austin Powers, when Will Ferrell's character,
yes,
I seem to have broken.
Let me see if I can stand up.
You hear the crack.
Yes, the bone is definitely broken.
That's what I think of every time. It's so stupid.
What's his character's name? Mustafa?
Yes, Mustafa. Yeah, yes. You're right.
Thank God for Will Ferrell.
I think we brought up Austin Powers last episode too, or the one before.
Yes,
I know we did.
We'll have to add that to our fake Horr-Gasm episode next year. So good.
So good.
So anyways.
Legs are broken.
Yeah, leg broken, Dan hurt. Ouch.
Yeah.
His screams and the scent of his blood soon attract a pack of wolves. Joe attempts to distract them, but is unsuccessful. And Dan is torn apart by the wolves, leaving Parker distraught. Also, like probably a few hours in, before they jumped, a snowcat comes up to kind of push some snow away.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, we're saved, and they're throwing stuff. But they're too slow, and he's backing up.
Well, and they're not... they're throwing, like, mittens and stuff. Like, why aren't you throwing your snowboards?
Yes.
Like, things
they
like
do
big
eventually,
things. Yeah, but not until he's, like, backing up.
I don't throw it on... Like,
I was pissed.
I would start, if I had ski poles, fuck these, I'd be yeeting those things at that snowplow as hard as I could.
Yes.
Because if we're driving there, I hear a thunk, like, what the hell was that? You go and look, and like,
exactly.
Oh, there's kids up there, let's get them down.
And something hits, like, the front one time.
Yeah, he stops, looks,
and he's
nothing.
like, looks, and nothing.
And he's backing up again, he looks back.
And they can see him back. Oh. Ooh.
Stupid. Okay.
Grr.
So, anyways, Dan gets eaten. Leaving Parker distraught. And then Parker and Joe have a nice fight over whose fault it is.
Yeah. Which happens when something like that happens.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, that's...
because you want to place blame, right? Because as humans, we, want to make sense of the situation.
Yes. The following morning, Parker awakens.
Yeah.
Spelling. Grammar is not Wikipedia's friend. To find her gloveless hand, which she threw, or she dropped. She wasn't going to light a smoke.
Yes.
And she dropped her glove, the dumb girl. Frozen to the bar. And also realizes she is suffering from severe frostbite. And she had to pee really badly.
She did.
Yeah. Joe attempts to traverse the ski lift cable, making it onto a nearby support tower, but doing so causes the bolt holding the chair to the cable to become dangerously loose. Also, he tries it when Dan is pre-eaten to climb to the next chair and get to the pole.
Yeah.
But he couldn't because he saw wolves and his hands were getting just ripped apart. His gloves were getting ripped apart by the cable, which was cutting to his hands.
Because it's a metal cable. Like, I can see that.
Yeah.
But
like I said, why not take your skis, whatever you have, and just, put them on the other side and hold on to both of them so they wouldn't break.
Exactly.
So and just slide down it.
Yes.
What a dummy.
Well, and I was saying, like, she had her scarf and stuff, and she was throwing her scarf around to Dan for whatever reason. I think as a tourniquet. But like, you could have even wrapped those around your hands and, like...
Oh, yes.
Yes. Like, there's so many alternatives.
And take your gloves, spin them around, wear them backwards. It's not...
Take stupid head Parkers, too. Can use... Like, there's so many different pieces of
You
clothing.
did not like Parker at all in this movie.
I Parker is like the epitome of like what I hate about how they write females in horror movies. She's stupid and she doesn't like think for herself. All that she can think about is Dan, which like I get it, but like have some sort of self-preservation.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Annoying.
Annoying.
Just push her on the ground and land on her. She's gonna be fine.
I did say that.
Fuck Parker.
Just push Parker off and use her as like a mattress. That's fine.
Just ride her down to the ground. She's fine. So, on the ground, the wolves have gathered below, waiting for Joe. After being attacked, he manages to scare them off using a ski pole and then slide down the mountain on Parker's snowboard.
Yes.
Plan to return with help, but the wolves chase after him. Why he didn't just clip his feet on and go? Like, because he was all about going down the...
He doesn't snowboard. He skis.
Oh,
He doesn't know how. Yeah.
Well, so I was paying attention. I forgot.
Well, he has a whole spiel about it.
I missed that part.
It's gonna go out, like, it's gonna be obsolete and ever, but it's like, fuck off.
Like rap.
Yeah, like rap.
Yeah, it didn't work out. Some time passes and Joe never returns, leading Parker to attempt to traverse the cable herself to the support pole. More like he does this during the day, and then basically
It's been like 24 hours.
Yeah, we see her. Yeah, it's like close to 24, probably 18 to 20.
Yeah.
She falls asleep, wakes up. Crap, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
And
better do something.
Gotta do something now. As she stands on the chair, the bolt comes loose and the lift falls, held by a cable a few meters above the ground. Parker jumps from the chair and lands full shit. She drops.
Yeah, she falls.
Parker falls.
Yeah.
Because the chair lets go. She loses her grip and then the chair falls on her.
Yeah.
But the chair then falls and crushes her ankle, fracturing it. We don't know that.
No, it just falls and it kind of lands on her.
Hits her shin, like her ankle.
Yeah.
She's like,
ooh.
Like,
and then like gets up and goes.
She kind of limps and slides. You know, and think in Family Guy when Peter trips and hits his shin.
Yes.
It's like that.
Yeah.
Or like when Lois is at, she hits her boob. She's like,
yeah.
Oh. So funny. So Parker begins to slide and crawl down the mountain. She encounters the wolves feasting on Joe's mutilated corpse. Too occupied with Joe, they ignore Parker and she continues down. Mm-hmm. He was a mess.
Yeah, there wasn't much of him left.
No, we saw some feet and a lot of guts.
Yep.
Eventually crawling to a nearby road, which a car flies by and says, "Fuck you, Joe."
That's kind of funny.
Not long after, a car appears and the driver stops to assist her after sliding out. Like he's...
Yes. We've all done that.
Yeah. He hit the brakes a little too hard and he fishtailed a bit and stopped. And
we never get to see him.
No, we don't see a face. Just...
I thought he was going to be like a bad guy.
For all we know, she could be hallucinating.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
He takes her to a local hospital telling her she'll be okay. Parker closes her eyes as she recalls Dan telling her she will survive.
Yeah.
The end.
Smart.
Now I'm wondering,
interesting. Yeah, now that you say that.
Does she survive? Is this her... Because this happens.
Or does she... Because she's leaning against the window.
Yeah.
Does she just fall asleep leaning against...
Is she still
and just die?
Is she still on the...
Interesting. Look at you, smarty pants. I like that idea.
I think that'd be a little more of a mental, psychological ending.
Yep.
Yeah, where she have her repeating, what Dan says, you'll be safe, you'll be fine, you'll be fine.
I know we haven't watched The Descent yet, but that ending is exactly the same.
And you know what? Same with 48 meters down, 46 meters down.
Yep. 48.
48.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, but
Spoiler.
it's like
Spoiler, I'll flying in.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. At the end, I mean, but like with The Descent, it's like, and there's more to it, mind you. But like, it's like, did she live? Did she live? And then there's a Descent too, so obviously she lived. But it's that huge question.
There's a few movies like that, and it's left up to the viewers. Right. Like, did they survive? Did they not survive?
Yes. It's interesting. I like it.
It really is.
Yeah.
I'd laugh if that was the case.
Interesting.
And Joe actually survived.
He was just coming back for her, and she just died in her sleep on the...
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Crazy. I like that idea.
A little bit of conspiracy going on here.
Yeah.
Well, what would you rate this movie?
I'd probably rate this movie like a solid 3.
Really? Okay.
Solid
That's a good one.
Yeah. Not as much like music and stuff that we can really talk about, but it's more almost absence of sound because it's we hear a lot of wind and shit.
Yes.
But like...
I'm sorry, where, in what country is there thunder with a snow/ice storm? As far as I know, the way that science works, you have to have high and low pressure to create the thunder and the lightning, all that.
Yes.
And it does happen in wintertime because there's only low pressure.
Exactly.
I think.
That feels
sure.
Right.
Let's go with that. Or it's cold weather.
Yes.
The hot and cold intermix, and then you got the cross mogenation.
Yep.
Some Powers reference.
Yep.
And then you get the rumblies and the lightnings, and I go yay.
Woo.
And woo, and I woo.
Yeah, and then there's a boom, crack-a-lacka.
Yeah. So much fun.
Yeah.
But
yeah. So 3 I feel is like comfortable. It's a cool plot. I've never seen it before. It's interesting. It's that I would take points off because I hated Parker.
Oh yes.
She's an annoying human. And it felt a little slow at times because it's just
there's a lot of
drag. There's a lot of just waiting and talking,
sitting,
which is fine.
Yes,
but I don't give a shit about her. So
that's fair.
I cared more about her dog by the end.
I did too. I hope it's lived.
I'm sure.
Well, if we go with my ending, no, that's a dead dog. That dog's toast, sadly.
But so yeah, I don't know. It was good though. Like I would watch it again.
I would
show it to people.
Oh yeah, this is a really good movie. I haven't seen it before until now. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
So what would you rate it?
3.5.
Yeah,
I give it a little more. I could have absolutely because of the bone breaking.
Yeah, terrifying.
It just I don't know why I don't like bone breaking.
Yeah, well it
doesn't
gross.
work for me.
Yeah,
and the hand being stuck to the. Like her pulling it off slowly, she's the way she's trying to pull it off, and just the bar goes
like
up.
Bubble gum.
Yes.
Like that cheese pull.
And then she looks at her hand; it's just raw, just flesh. Oh, like I can imagine doing that. I haven't had that bad, but I've done something similar. So my hand is stuck here. Oh, look, there's some skin left over.
Yeah.
It's
look.
It wasn't as severe.
Yeah.
But, ow.
Yes.
Ow.
Yes.
And of all things, Parker was so embarrassed to pee.
Yeah. I think that was the moment where she had given up. I think that it's a very emotional moment because she just sobbed the whole time. But I think that's when she had given up hope.
Yeah, she makes sure that Joe's not looking and she just pees.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and I thought that would be more of a callback. I thought the wolves would show up again because
I did too.
They would smell the urine. But no, they're off munching on or waiting for Joe to come down and eat them. No, I love the effects. It was really good.
Yeah.
I love the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
The feeling of not solitude too, but just feeling alone and helpless.
Yeah.
Because you're just
100% helpless.
And like they're talking about if I drop, I can do it. Like you can survive.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, land on her back. It would still hurt like hell. And worst case, there's a rock underneath and you're paralyzed.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I could do that now.
Yeah, right?
There's one thing, sitting on the couch, watching, like, if I could jump.
Yeah, I could do that.
Then there's me like, but Nick, you don't like heights. You don't like falling. You would not. Yeah.
Well, that's what I was saying is like, they should have like made a human chain and dropped Parker down because she's the lightest. So like, Joe could have held her and then Dan could have held Joe's legs and they could have dropped, and that would have taken away like 15 feet.
Yep.
You know?
Also, they're sitting up there trying, Joe's trying to talk about just anything and everything to keep her mind off.
Yeah.
Parker goes to World Trade Center.
Like, but this was 2010, so it wasn't like, it was less than 10 years,
That's right. And you know what? That's a good point because, how bad was it in there to drop from that high? Like, that must have been just torture. And I feel bad for those people. I really do. That's terrible. But she makes a good point. How bad was it, the conditions in those buildings that they're like, fuck this, I'm out.
Yeah.
I can't take this. Like,
ugh.
And then that's kind of, their situation. Not very severe, but
But they talk about all this, and it's very, you're right, akin to their situation. Like, when do you just give up and just say, this is enough, and just call it?
Yeah.
Scary.
And with Joe,
Spooky.
with Joe crawling across the wires twice, like, I'd make it probably 6-7 feet, and I'm like, okay, go up.
Yeah. Jesus, take the wheel.
Fuck this. I'm done. Please,
no.
my heads to the walls won't you fill the walls. And also, like, when they killed and ate Dan, he wasn't dead.
No,
this
he was not.
No wolf went for the neck to knock him out, to choke him out. No. They went right in, and he was eaten alive.
Yeah, they took their time.
Yeah.
Blip.
Yeah.
Blip, blip. So, speaking of which, what about Kill of the Flick?
I think it was Dan.
I agree.
It's all because
we didn't get to see anything else.
No, Joe, he died. His was a little more gruesome. We don't see results of Dan's death.
Mm-hmm.
We see a bit of blood. We see his finger sticking out from the snow after a snowfall.
Yep.
That's it. We don't see anything happening.
Yeah.
I think they had filmed Dan's death.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, Joe. They filmed Joe's, but they left it out. And I understand why.
Right. It wouldn't have made sense.
No, it wouldn't. I thought only one of them got eaten by wolves. I know both did. Surprise. But
surprise.
Yeah, but I'm glad they left it out.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what happened till she wrote something across it, and it's a mess. He gets torn up.
Yeah.
And I was surprised because usually carnivores, they don't waste time.
No.
Especially with a nice soft human. No.
Nice soft squishy meat sack.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it also could have been full from Dan earlier.
Yeah.
So.
Oof. No.
No, I really, really, really enjoyed this movie. I thought
I did
it was
too.
better than I thought.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Again, even though like Kyle said that it was really good, I was, you're still going in like, again, it's a movie about being stuck on a chairlift.
3 people
How
stuck
scary
on
could it be?
Oh no, they're stuck on a chairlift and they're stuck out there. Oh no, it's scary. But then we watch it and we see they go through and like,
ugh.
That's terrible.
I don't think I'm gonna go skiing
again. No, I don't like this at all. Like, ew.
No likey. No, I agree. Totally agree.
But this is great. Great movie. Loved it.
Great. Go see it.
Yeah, great effects, practical effects. Loving it.
Get in the winter mood.
Yeah.
First day of winter was yesterday. So, good thing winter didn't start till yesterday, right?
Yeah. Gross.
We've been in snow and winter for like ever.
Yeah. And next week, we were going to talk about this week, but there's a lot to talk about. So we're going to talk about elves. I can't wait to talk about this. I can't wait you to finish it up. And, it's so good. We'll go by... There's 6 episodes.
Yeah.
We'll talk about like it's a whole... Like a movie. It's like a
totally.
mini movie.
Yeah.
I talked enough about it last week.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Please.
It's going to be good.
You got more time to go check it out.
Yeah.
Really good. Love it.
Yeah, it's I think it's so interesting, and it is subbed and dubbed, so whatever, pick your poison. Yeah, I think that everybody would like it. It's interesting.
I've mentioned to Tim about it, and he's like, I'll check it out. He had it to his list.
Perfect.
So hopefully Tim watches it, and
hopefully everybody watches it.
I agree. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like for Christmas, there's lots of Christmas movies that you could watch. Like we said, Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Yeah.
There's Black Christmas, first one and the new one.
Yeah, the other Frozen with the killer snowman.
Yeah. Oh, I kind of watched that.
That had a sequel.
Yeah.
That movie had a sequel.
They always have sequels.
It was worse than the first one.
Silent Night, Deadly Night has like 6, I think.
Yes. So we were going to do a different movie for New Year's, but...
Oh, another good one? Krampus.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes, Krampus.
Oh, that's a good one.
And that one even kind of borderlines on the bit of the goofiness.
Yeah.
But it works.
You know what other, like, scary Santa thing I love?
What?
The Futurama Santa specials. The Christmas specials.
With they made a robot Santa that was
Those
so
scared
strict.
me
Yep.
when I was watching, because I didn't watch horror movies at the time, but I loved Futurama, and I was like, this is scary.
You know what? One more.
Yeah.
Apparently, The Grinch.
Oh.
The live action Jim Carrey.
Okay.
Not throwing names out, but talking to someone about it, and she said she doesn't like the movie. It was scary. She didn't like the looks of the characters.
Weird.
But it was so good. I love it.
Yeah, that's a children's movie. That person needs to give their head a shake.
It's a children/teen movie. Although the girl who played Wendy Lou Who went on to become a huge rock star.
Yeah. And she was in Gossip Girl for a million years.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't watch Gossip Girl, so I wouldn't know. Didn't she? What band is she the lead singer of?
The Runaways? No, that was the movie that she starred in. What the fuck was the name?
I'm pulling a blank.
Yeah. It's
yeah. You think I look
because
I want to give her all the props because she is an amazing singer.
She's cool, yeah. She's well, it's hard when in Gossip Girl she played like the bubblegum teenager type thing, and then you want to break out of the childish roles, so that's how you do it.
That's
but
right.
She does a cover of Cherry Bomb that's super good. But yeah, she's cool. She has sweet makeup.
That's her. I can find her name, of course.
Of course, yeah. How it goes. But yeah, I can't see the Grinch being scary. Maybe like a little off-putting. I know people who said that the Polar Express is the same way because they find the animation very off-putting. But I love the Polar Express.
I haven't seen that one. That was
really?
like
With Tom Hanks?
Yeah, it was a CGI one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
She's from for the Pretty Reckless.
Yeah, Pretty Reckless. Yes.
Oh
yes.
Shit! I was thinking of the other, the Beaches.
Sure.
I was thinking of them.
Beaches was good too.
I love the Beaches.
I've seen them live. They're really good. Good Canadian band.
They're Canadian?
I'm sure they're Canadian.
I'll look up too, but that's what.
More looking up. Anyways. Merry Christmas, not Happy New Year because we'll be here before New Year, but merriest of Christmases, happiest of Hanukkahs, happiest of holidays, happiest of Kwanzas, everything.
Spookiest Christmases.
The spookiest of scurries.
Of all we're talking about of Halloween or Christmas movies, The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
When people say, "Oh, that's a Halloween movie," no, it starts on Halloween,
movie.
It ends on Halloween. Fight me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a Christmas movie. It's all about Christmas. Changing Halloween to Christmas.
Totally.
Thank you so much for joining us. This episode was brought to you by our executive producer, Ichabod, and our head of talent relations, Anarchy. We hope you enjoyed your Horr-Gasm as much as we did. Please don't forget to rate, download, and subscribe. Also, like and follow us on Facebook at Horr-Gasm Podcast, Instagram at Horr-Gasm, Twitter at Gasm Horror, YouTube at the Horr-Gasm Podcast, and Twitch at Horr-Gasm Games. If you have a movie you'd like us to review, this is the best way to let us know. We hope to see you again next week because we have such sights to show you. Plenty of Horr-Gasms for you to experience. Bye!
Also, bye.